One person earns about $80,000 a year. They pay their bills on time. They drive a decent car. They take a vacation now and then. From the outside, everything looks fine. Yet, they check their bank account 3 times a day. Every surprise expense feels like a problem waiting to happen. A strange sound from the car, a higher utility bill, an unexpected repair. None of these things are disasters, but they still create stress. Now look at someone else. They earn almost the same amount. They live in the same city. Their monthly expenses are not very different. But when unexpected costs show up, they barely react. No panic, no stress, no sleepless nights. 2 people with nearly the same income. 2 completely different levels of financial anxiety. That should not happen. Money stress is supposed to come from not having enough money. Yet, millions of people with good incomes still worry about money every day, while others earning the same amount sleep just fine. Why? Because this is not really a story about income. It is a story about pressure. Most money advice focuses on how much money comes in. Earn more, get a raise, start a side hustle. But very little advice talks about how much pressure your lifestyle puts on that income. The difference between financial stress and financial peace is usually not wealth, it is margin. Think of it as something I call the sleep gap. The sleep gap is the space between what your life needs and what your income can easily provide. When that gap is small, every surprise feels like an emergency. When that gap is large, ordinary life stops feeling financially dangerous. And the goal of this video is simple: to help you widen that gap, so your money stops keeping you awake at night. Section 1. Most people think the price tag is the cost. It isn't. The price tag is only the beginning. The real cost of anything is measured by how much peace it gives you after you bring it home. This is the first awareness rule. Calculate the cost per calm. Before buying something, ask a simple question. How often will this actually improve my life? A person buys a $600 exercise machine with good intentions. For 2 weeks, they use it every day. Then it becomes a clothes rack in the corner of the room. 10 uses, $600. That is $60 per use. Someone else buys the same machine and uses it 3 times a week for years. 100 uses, 200 uses, maybe more. At 100 uses, the cost falls to only $6 per use. The machine did not change. The price did not change. The value changed because the benefit changed. This is why some expensive purchases improve your life, while some cheap purchases quietly drain it. The real price is not what you buy. It is how often you actually benefit from owning it. The second awareness rule is even more powerful. It is called the replacement test. Look around your home. Pick an item you already own. Now imagine it disappears tomorrow, and the insurance company hands you cash instead. Would you immediately spend that money to buy the exact same thing again? Be honest. If the answer is no, then you are not holding something valuable. You are holding money that changed shape. A forgotten gadget in a drawer, a piece of furniture you never use, a collection of items you no longer care about. Each one may be carrying value that no longer serves your life. Many people believe they need more money. In reality, they are surrounded by things they already paid for, but no longer value. The replacement test exposes this hidden truth. It forces you to see possessions as stored money instead of permanent treasures. And once you start seeing your belongings that way, your relationship with spending begins to change. Most people are not short on money. They are long on things they no longer value. Section 2. If the first rules help you see money more clearly, the next rules help control what happens after the feeling to spend appears. Rule number 3 is simple. Never upgrade from boredom. This sounds obvious, but it happens every day. A phone still works perfectly. A car still gets you where you need to go. A television still shows the same movies and shows it did yesterday. Nothing is broken. Nothing is missing. But something feels uncomfortable. That discomfort is often boredom. The problem is that boredom likes to wear a disguise. It rarely says, I am bored. Instead, it says, maybe I need a newer phone. It says, maybe I should upgrade my car. It says, maybe buying something will make this week feel different. Many people mistake an emotional feeling for a financial decision. That is why the 72-hour rule is so powerful. Before any non-essential upgrade, wait 3 days. Do nothing. Do not buy. Do not click. Do not convince yourself. Just wait. Something surprising happens during those 72 hours. Most upgrade urges fade away. The excitement becomes weaker. The need becomes less urgent. And what felt like a smart purchase often reveals itself as a temporary emotion. Many purchases are not solutions. They are distractions. The fourth rule helps protect you from those distractions. It is called friction engineering. Think about a hill. A ball rolls faster when the path is smooth. Spending works the same way. The easier money leaves your account, the more often it happens without thought. One-click buying, save payment details, instant checkouts. They remove every obstacle between desire and action. That may be good for businesses. It is rarely good for your bank account. Instead, create friction. For any purchase over $100, add an extra approval step. You might wait one more day. You might discuss it with your partner. You might write down why you want it and read the reason again tomorrow. The extra step seems small, but small barriers create powerful results. Many impulse purchases survive because they are easy. When spending requires even a little extra effort, many unnecessary purchases disappear on their own. Over a year, that single barrier can stop dozens of costly mistakes. This is an important lesson about money. Good money habits are not built on willpower. They are built on obstacles. Section 3. Most money problems do not begin with one giant mistake. They begin with small habits that go unnoticed for months or even years. That is why the next two rules are audit rules. They help you find what has been hiding in plain sight. Rule number 5 is the subscription reality check. Subscriptions are different from normal purchases. You feel the pain once, then the payment becomes automatic. Month after month, the money leaves your account quietly. Because the amount is familiar, your brain stops paying attention to it. A streaming service, a fitness app, a software tool, a membership you planned to use but never did. Each charge may seem small on its own, but small amounts repeated over and over can become surprisingly expensive. Imagine 3 unused subscriptions costing just $15 each month. That is $45 every month. Over a year, that becomes $540. Money continues to leave your account, even though the value stopped arriving long ago. The solution is simple. Review every recurring payment. Ask one question. Would I sign up for this again today? If the answer is no, cancel it. Many people discover hundreds of dollars each year hiding inside subscriptions they forgot they even had. Financial leaks rarely look dramatic. They look normal. Rule number 6 shines a light on another hidden problem. It is called the 90-day inventory audit. Many people believe they need more. More clothes, more gadgets, more tools, more storage space. But often they feel that way because they have forgotten what they already own. The human brain is not good at tracking large numbers of possessions. Items disappear into closets, drawers, shelves, and spare rooms. Then we buy replacements for things we already have. The audit is simple. Walk through your home. Count every item purchased in the last 90 days that remains unused. Not rarely used, unused. Still in the box, still in the package, still sitting where you left it. The result is often uncomfortable. The number is usually much higher than expected. That discomfort is important. It is evidence. It shows the difference between what we thought we needed and what we actually used. Most people try to avoid uncomfortable truths. Smart money managers do the opposite. They look directly at them. Because discomfort is useful, it exposes reality. Section 4. The first rules focused on awareness. The next rules focused on behavior. These final rules focus on systems. Because lasting financial peace is rarely the result of one good decision. It is usually the result of a good system repeated over time. Rule number 7 is the lifestyle multiplier. Most people think a purchase ends when they pay for it. In reality, that is often when the costs begin. A bigger house may need more furniture. A newer car may require higher insurance, more expensive repairs, and larger registration fees. A luxury gym membership may lead to new clothes, special equipment, and added travel costs. The original purchase acts like the first domino. Once it falls, other expenses often follow behind it. This is the lifestyle multiplier. Every upgrade has a shadow attached to it. The upgrade may improve your life by 20%, but it can also increase your future expenses for years. That is why smart spending is not just about asking, can I afford this? It is about asking, can I afford everything that comes with this? Because most purchases arrive alone. Their costs don't. The final rule may be the most important of all. Rule number 8 is define enough. Many people spend their entire lives chasing a finish line that keeps moving. They tell themselves they will feel secure when they earn a little more. Then they reach that goal and immediately create a bigger one. The cycle repeats again and again. The problem is not income. The problem is the lack of a clear target. Imagine taking a road trip without knowing your destination. Every road looks possible. Every turn creates doubt. Money works the same way. If you do not know what enough looks like, every new desire feels important. Every advertisement feels convincing. Every upgrade feels necessary. But when you define enough, something changes. You know how much space you need. You know what kind of home fits your life. You know what level of spending supports your goals. Decisions become easier because you have a standard to measure them against. People who define their target lifestyle make far fewer emotional spending decisions. They stop reacting to every new temptation because they already know what they are building. And that is where financial peace begins. Not when you own everything, not when you earn more than everyone else, but when you can look at your life, understand what truly matters, and say with confidence, this is enough. Financial peace is not created by having everything. It is created by knowing when you already have enough. Section 5. The good news is that none of these rules require a complete life change. You do not need a new budget. You do not need a higher income. You do not need to spend hours studying money. You only need to take one step at a time. Think of these rules as a ladder. You do not jump to the top. You climb one rung at a time. This week, focus on awareness. Track every non-essential purchase. That is all. Do not judge yourself. Do not try to fix anything yet. Simply pay attention. Write down every coffee, every online order, every small purchase that is not necessary. Most people are surprised by what they discover. Awareness changes behavior long before rules do. This month, complete the subscription reality check. Look through your bank statements and payment history. Find every recurring charge. Then ask yourself one question. Am I still receiving value from this? If the answer is no, cancel it. Do not keep paying for something simply because you paid for it last month. Unused subscriptions are like small holes in a bucket. You may not notice them at first, but they slowly drain resources over time. This quarter, perform the 90-day inventory audit. Walk through your home with honest eyes. Look for items that have not been used. Look for purchases that solved no real problem. Look for things that once felt important but now sit untouched. Then decide what to do with them. Sell what still has value. Donate what can help someone else. Remove what no longer serves a purpose. The goal is not to own less for the sake of owning less. The goal is to create space for what actually matters. This year, complete the most important task of all. Define enough. Decide what a good life looks like for you. Not for your neighbors, not for social media, not for advertisers, for you. What kind of home is enough? What kind of income is enough? What kind of lifestyle is enough? Write the answers down. Use them as a guide for every future spending decision. Because when you know where enough is, you stop running toward every new desire. And that is when money begins to feel different. Not like something you are constantly chasing, but like a tool that quietly supports the life you have chosen to build. Section 6. Most people believe financial peace comes after wealth. They imagine a future where a larger income finally removes every worry. A future where enough money automatically creates enough peace. But life rarely works that way. In fact, financial peace often arrives long before wealth does, because peace is not created by a number. It is created by a system. Think about everything we have covered. The awareness rules help you see clearly. The behavior rules help you slow down. The audit rules help you find hidden waste. The system rules help you build a life that supports itself. Together, they create something powerful. They widen the sleep gap, the distance between what life demands and what your money can comfortably handle. And once that gap begins to grow, a positive cycle starts to form. More financial margin creates less stress. Less stress creates fewer emotional purchases. Fewer emotional purchases create more savings. More savings create even more margin, and the cycle repeats. Each small decision makes the next good decision easier. Each step forward creates a little more breathing room, a little more confidence, a little more peace. But there is another cycle, and it moves in the opposite direction. More lifestyle pressure creates more anxiety. More anxiety creates more reactive spending. More spending reduces financial margin. Less margin increases pressure, and the cycle repeats again. At first, the difference between these two paths seems small. A subscription left active, an upgrade purchased from boredom, a lifestyle increase that brings years of extra costs, small choices, ordinary choices. But over time, those choices begin to shape the direction of your life. Just like a plane changing course by a few degrees, the difference is almost invisible at the start. A year later, it can lead somewhere completely different. That is why financial peace is not built in one dramatic moment. It is built through ordinary decisions repeated over and over again. The decisions nobody applauds. The decisions nobody posts online. The decisions that quietly protect your future. And that brings us to the most important question in this entire chapter. A year from now, when you check your bank account, pay your bills, and lie down to sleep at night, what role will your money be playing in your life? Will it be working to protect your peace? Or will it be quietly stealing it?